Hello my treasures, it's time to throw the kitchen sink at our opponents with Fatigue Curse Imp Warlock, where we're going to be combining the survivability of curses, the swarming capability of both Fatigue and Imp Warlock into a single deck to give us the perfect mash that should allow us to overwhelm our opponents in a multitude of strategies. For the Mulligan guided deck, it's going to be a little bit complicated since it is 3 decks merged into one. The first thing you're going to be looking for is early game minions. This is true for any of the style of play strategies that you're going to go for. If you see a bunch of Fatigue Warlock support in the opening hand, things like Fell, String, Harp, and Void Virtuoso are incredibly good to also keep. And finally, early game removal tools through things like Drag Below are also incredibly good to keep in your opening hand. And now with that all being said, let's look at some game. All right, time for a game against Mage. Let's see what they have in store for us today. Let's get rid of Dark Vein. Of course, the other Flame Imp. I mean, this could be a matchup where having 2 of them isn't really that bad, especially getting Impending Catastrophe as a top deck. I think we're going to put down the second one and then just pass it back. I know we're taking a bunch of face damage, but the chances of them actually running something to get rid of both of our imps here and not allowing us to draw 2 or 3 cards off of this would be quite amazing, to be honest. Oh, Prismatic Elemental. Okay, now, do we want to draw of... I thought it was supposed to be a spell from a different class, but I guess I would be wrong. Okay, I actually kind of want to get rid of this. As much as it looks like a mistake, being able to get additional face damage in on this matchup is really, really nice. Freezing out our minion doesn't really do what they really need it to do. Sure, it does prevent us from attacking. All right, let's hero power. Well, next turn we do have a 2-card combo that's actually really, really nice. Mischievous Imp, if I can pronounce it right, actually isn't a terrible top deck. They're probably going to attack with the 2/2 into our 3/2, and then it'll just do 2 face damage. And it does feed into our imp in hand, which is always nice. All right, let's put this down. Take only 1 or 0 damage. Actually, probably could have saved that for an additional turn because we do have the new imp in hand. Little mistakes here and there. I don't think that's going to cost us the game, but it could. They're going to ping our 1/1. Freeze that out. Of course, they're going to ping. That's the smart thing to do. I'm assuming they're control. I can't decide if it's called control. Actually, what is the mage deck called? It's spooky control, right? Could drag below. We could use Baritone Imp plus Mischievous Imp. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Do we really care if they have minions on board? Oh, we could also go for ETC and then grabbing, I'd assume Drakon. Yeah, Drakon is perfect curve, and it does heal us for a little bit. That's a lot of armor. It is amazing that... What? Excuse me? Why? I mean, thank you, I guess, but... Alright, we need to get rid of that. We should have actually attacked with ETC there, because the imp being at a higher HP pool is probably preferred to something that doesn't actually have a tribal tag, or... I mean, imps aren't technically a tribe, but they are a sub-tribe. What would you consider imp and treant? They're not technically tribes, or they sub-tribes? Of course, they have the second one of that already. Volume up, refill their hand, probably going to get good old solid alibi, because everyone always gets solid alibi here. It just feels like it's the name of the game. Let's use school teacher, see what we can grab. Scourge Supplies is probably the safest bet. Draws us 3, allows us to discard 1. Ooh, Abyss Wave is technically what we're going to get rid of, or probably the best option, I should say. I don't like doing that. All 3 of those cards were really nice. The nice thing is the Harp allows us to play into Crescendo and our Conductor, which is what we really, really want to do. And because the imps have 3 HP instead of 2, we're actually in not too bad of a position there. All right, let's go face, put this down, use Crescendo. And then we can take 4 additional damage, but we don't because, haha, old Harp has our back. Ooh, Blizzard. I mean, oh, actually, Blizzard could be bad because that does put them in range. They're gonna shuffle a bunch of additional copies in their hand or into their deck. I cannot speak. I'm assuming they're going for Solid Alibi. Why wouldn't you go for Solid Alibi when you're offered it? We can draw some cards, see what we grab. Drain Soul, Crescendo. Drain Soul is what we're going to get rid of. We can use Solid Alibi and then Crescendo. I don't know if I catch that though. Could also use Ajara. I get why I am going for Ring of Tides, which allows us to get Abyss Waves out. I'm assuming they're going to Deathborn here because they sure are setting it up. Of course they had it. The amount of things that I can predict our opponent probably having is actually stupidly high. I really do play this game with Murphy's Law in mind, where if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. And the nice thing is we do have that Solid Alibi to prevent them from doing a ton of damage here. And then we can use the Baritone Imp. We could also use Crescendo just to prevent the damage that we would take from it by a bunch. They're at 18. Wait, how much damage did that curse just do? Oh, Frozen Touch. I don't think that Frozen Touch is going to do much here. It would, of course they have it. Okay, so they take 3 damage from AoE or from Abyss Curses. And given the way that Solid Alibi actually works, it shouldn't actually eat through that. So that'll be 4. Ooh, perfect, actually. Getting rid of Mischievous, and then we can put down another curse. So that's 4, 5. Then we can put this down. We actually might have wanted to use the other curse there, but I couldn't remember the interaction, so I just went with this instead. I don't think that kills us. And they didn't use the curse in their hand. Oh, Sympathy of Sins. That's actually kind of funny. Doesn't really matter what we grab. Okay, goodbye. All right, time for a game against Rogue. Let's see what they have in store for us today. You know, this hand weirdly doesn't look bad. I might actually want to keep everything here. Yeah, let's actually keep everything. All right, let's put down the Librarian. Next turn, we'll probably coin out Imp Gang Boss. Oh, they're a bit of a hipster for running that card. They're assuming they're going to be Thief Rogue then, if they're running it. I'm really curious of what Rogue deck is going to get a lot of support in the mini set. Yeah, let's put down Gang Boss. I thought about just coining out the Drag Down or Drag Below, because then we could keep the Librarian up as long as possible, but I don't think we really need to. Okay, so I think we should hit the 1/1 here. Get another imp. Then it does look like they're actually secrets, which is actually kind of cool. Please, someone in the mini set get some secret support. I would kill to see some secret support right about now. Not literally, but it would be so nice. I mean, well, goodbye to our gang boss. We hardly knew ye. Oh, please don't tell me this is the game that I'm thinking it is. All right, we have a few options. We could guarantee 1 imp out with Conductor. I think we might actually go for Conductor. We could have also went for Mischievous and not get 2 additional copies and only get 1. But I think this is a safer bet. 4 HP is a little bit harder to deal with. Sure, we're not going to get as much attack on it, but it doesn't really matter too much. Or it shouldn't matter too much, to be honest. Okay, Mage Secret. What could that possibly be? Probably going to be Objection or Counterspell. If it's Objection, I think the minion we want the least is School Teacher. It always is Objection. When you're playing any type of secret deck, doesn't matter the class. If they discover a mage secret, it's always objection or counterspell, whatever is worse for your deck. And then if you're playing it, you never can find those cards. Like, it'd be a miracle for you to find those cards. Right, let's see what we can grab. Ooh, 6 damage to everything. Let's unleash our wrath upon them. Well, now we just have to worry about them having tests. Test is the biggest problem when versing that deck in particular. A Inch Clan Bugler. I do kind of want to do a pirate deck. I just don't know which class I'm going to do it in. Pirate Rogue, it technically is the one that I did last. Drawing 6 actually matters a lot here. 90% of the time that card is just dead, but being able to refill our hand like this is insane. All right, let's summon 2 more imps. Makes Crescendo 3 damage. Ooh, that's a jackpot to hit. Potion Master. Wait, why? Oh, okay. The animation made it look like they were actually going after Future side. All right, do we have an easy way to deal with Future side? Technically, it really depends on what else they have in hand. We do have a few removals. Crescendo doesn't do enough damage, but we do have the Baritone Imp. But I think we're probably going to use Drag Down or Drag Below. Yeah, heal up a little bit. Since I don't know what their maximum damage output is going to be here. Though we sadly can't get 2 curses in hand, which sucks. I should have been paying attention to what they had in hand. That was a little bit of a mistake. Sir, okay. What are you? I'm assuming they're looking for tests. That's probably the only thing. Well, test doesn't do much right now because they haven't used too many cards that are from another class. Mixtape. Okay, Mixtape could be bad. Knowing my luck, it's just going to give them like Zakul or something, or Drag Below. Hey! I mean, it could have been worse. It does get rid of Zakul. ETC. All right, are they looking for a win condition out of ETC? Okay, how do we want to do this? We can put down Ajara, grab a Ring of Tides. I think use this curse. Put the Baritone Imp down. We're going to take 3 damage, which is fine. They're at 11. So we have 4, 5. If they empty out their hand any bit, we'll show them a true classic play and finish them off next turn. Here's Burglar. Back charge. Thank you. Thank you for emptying out your hand. As long as you don't get us below a range where we can do 9 damage to ourselves. It doesn't look like they're going to. Okay. It's time to show our classical skills here a little bit and embrace the power of fatigue. Man, they must be cursing us out right about now. All right, time for a game against Priest. Let's see what they have in store for us. I know Control Priest has been becoming a little bit more popular nowadays. Going to get rid of everything besides the harp. Could have actually kept the cultist, but this opener looks a lot better actually. Allows us to make most of the harp, which is always great. All right, let's put down Flame Imp. We could have also, well, I guess we don't have the coin, so never mind. All right, let's put down the harp. Then just go face. Right, Crescendo actually isn't a bad top deck. We don't really need it right now. But we could also just use it to scale up the amount of imps that we're going to get off of Brady's Conductor. Let's go for the second Crescendo because it does allow us to scale. Oh, Ziliax. Crescendo doesn't kill it. So we're going to use Drain Soul and then just go face. And then we're going to coin. Not coin, like Hero Power. Oh, Rafam as a top deck is pretty good. It's actually, that makes a lot of sense of why Priest is running it. I really just wish the DK second location was a lot better, then you could easily run that card without feeling too bad. Let's just go face, and then we can use Nagaline to do 1 damage, which will scale up the conductor a little bit more. Then we could also use the second crescendo here. I think we're going to go for ETC. I think this is the one game where Fizzle is the thing that I choose. However, in the long run, Fizzle is probably the last card that you're always going to choose, which is why I would actually consider cutting him for Rivendare. Oh, okay. They have a Fizzle of their own. Let's see whose fizzles out. Am I right? Okay, let's use Crescendo. Does 2 damage, killing their bigger minion. And we can destroy the minion there. Then we can put down the conductor. Sure, we're going to take 3 fatigue, but we're in a position where we don't mind too much. So if they have cleansed the scene, we're going to be in a position that I don't really want to be in. And of course they have it. They always have it. Whenever you need cleanse the scene, it is never there, but we do have a spicy little replacement if we really feel like putting him down this turn. I think we're just going to put down Fizzle because we do have a lot of cards that are really nice to duplicate if we draw into it. I think Flame Imp is probably what we're going to get rid of. Then we'll put down Librarian. The reason behind getting rid of Flame Imp is because we can use Reform to get 5 damage on Librarian, which is always great. And we just have to hope they don't have any other type of board clear, though they are control priests, so they could always have it. Okay, so how do we want to do this? We can use Reform, gets us the entire board, clear out that minion, go face. We're not going to get lethal, but we can get actually pretty close. I actually think at this point, I thought I had lethal, and then I just missed it, but I don't think we technically did. Of course, they have Whirlpool. They always have Whirlpool. At least most of the minions revived actually won't delete something from our deck, so that's always nice. All right, how do we want to do this? I think I end up Abyssing Wave, hitting nothing, but it does put it in Lady Darkbane pool. Let's see what we can grab. All these options are bad, but I think this is our best option out of the bunch.
Who here can spell Zinjali? Anybody?
Okay, so that's going to destroy our minion. There's Identity Theft. I know they'll probably have Shard of the Naru, and we don't have a really easy way to deal with it. Yes, we can do it like this. Also, I think I'm going to put down the Baritone Imp. Probably not the best decision, but at least that allows us to get rid of that minion. I kind of wish I didn't put down the Imp, just because that gives them more of an excuse to do exactly that. Of course, they had it. Mysterious or Mischievous Imp. Man, there are a lot of cards in this list that I'm just going to mispronounce a bunch of times. Well, just going to try to do a little bit of extra damage, heal up. We don't really need it. I do kind of wish we had some type of spell so we could get Queen Ajara online. And even if we do, we might actually, as bad as it sounds, pick the option that draws us 2 cards. Of course, they have Fight Over Me. Of course. Okay. Holy shit, they actually had 2 of them? Wait, they're actually running that card in that deck? I prefer Cannibalize, to be honest, if I have to get a... Well, I mean, this does turn on Ajara. It's another card in their hand. Okay, yeah, I think we're going to go for the Tidestone. I really don't like doing it, but drawing 2 cards could actually mean something here. Crescendo, that's always nice, and Cultist. So that's 5. That's 10 damage on board. Okay. As long as they don't heal for too much, that's 1 heal. Then they have Okay, so okay, they're at 12. They're like one off of lethal, right? Actually, no, they're not, because they left Ajara alive. Ooh, it turns out vast wisdom from the depths. Here we come. And then crescendoing them for lethal. All right, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So across the 20 games I had with the deck, I had a 50% win rate, which was incredibly good for how many ideas are mashed in one deck. The curses help handle a lot of the issues that you have with Fatigue Warlock, where you're going to need to control the board or have the ability to heal yourself up. Imps also have quite a bit of synergy with the Fatigue Warlock sport, since 2 out of those 3 cards actually deal with imps themselves. Also is worth mentioning, Sympathy of Sins is incredibly strong in this deck. It allows you to AoE nuke your opponent's board, always draw into a farm, or draw a bunch of cards to refill your hand. And while we do use ETC as a way to run some higher cost minions within the deck, honestly speaking, Fizzle should be Rivendare instead, just to have an alternate win strategy that way. Now, overall, this is an easy deck for me to recommend you all try out. It's a really fun deck. It allows you to use essentially all the different packages in Warlock in a single deck, making it incredibly fun. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.